You guys are the only ones playing there, that part, against all of this lower grass. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, there's people who are amazing at their instruments, and other people who just kind of love playing and that's what they want to do. See these players from, you know, a lot of them from freshmen, the amount of dedication that they put into their sport. You see them around campus, you see them practicing, you see them they dedicate everything to what they're doing, and so as the band, we kind of do the same. Like, we dedicate all this time, you know, to our music and to being at their games so that we can kind of always be there to support them, to put as much, you know, positive energy into the games, you know, because a lot of what we do when we're not playing is, you know, cheering for them, trying to support, you know, really great plays, you know, trying to give them as much energy as possible. The dance team and the cheer team will go on the court and they'll play during the media timeouts to like Crazy Train, The Final Countdown. Those are kind of our two end of game last media timeout songs. Especially, you know, The Final Countdown, you're coming down to the last 4 minutes of play, you know, it's go time.
Band now it's one big family. Everyone is friends with everyone. It doesn't matter if you're like me, where you've been here for 4 years, or if you've just been here for a few months. No matter where we are, whether we're in Chicago, whether we're in one of the Carolinas, or in Texas, we can always have fun with each other.
I think music's one of the most amazing things in this world. It not only makes you open-minded, but you meet so many different cultures, different people.
It was just meeting everyone here, just the camaraderie of like every individual. We've really developed bonds with one another.
I was a student here between 2009 and 2013. I was just a member of the pep band. When I was in grad school in 2014, I started as an assistant director. And then after I graduated, I stayed on as an assistant director, just helping out. I was in high school, I was in marching band, and I kind of wanted that same kind of experience in college. And knowing, you know, St. John's doesn't have a music program, doesn't have a football team, I didn't know what to expect. So I kind of like sought them out, just because I couldn't kind of imagine, like, after graduating high school, like, what would I do without music in my life. So I found the pep band and just kind of threw myself into it.
Started in elementary school. I actually started with trombone. My band director made me switch to something. I like brass instruments. I like being loud. I like being heard. But I'm also very short. So with trombones, you need the range to move, and I don't have that. So I moved to trumpet.
I've been in music my whole life, so I started playing the violin when I was 4.5, so I kind of continued it through my whole life, and then I joined the marching band in high school. So when I got here, the first thing I did was look for ways to be involved in music, so I found the pep band. So I found them at a soccer game actually, and they told me, oh, come back next week and bring your instruments.
So I've been playing my instrument, the trombone, since the 4th grade. I never really chose the trombone. My director at the time just like brought it out, like he just like, hey, we need trombone players, why don't you take up the instrument? And I'm like, sure, okay. And like it's amazing how like just in that moment that changed my whole life, really.
And I started off first with the snare drum, so really with marching, and then slowly when I got into high school I started moving on to drum set, and from there it was just a whole new world in regards to percussion. I started getting into African drumming.
When I came to St. John's, I did not know that they had a band. I assumed that because they didn't have a football team, there'd be no band. So I had no idea that I would ever be playing band for these 4 years here. When I went to that first soccer game, just with some roommates trying to bond, get to know new people, and I saw that, you know, they had a band, I knew immediately, okay, this is where I was going to be going. This is what I was going to be doing for my time here.
Our audition process is very much so just in the fall semester we open recruitment to people and we look for the people that are going to be the most dedicated to the band, just because it is a very involved commitment, considering that we play starting in the fall, soccer kind of the same time soccer and basketball season starts, and then through the whole basketball season, and then into the spring we do some of the lacrosse games, and then some athletics and kind of recruitment events on campus during the year. It really depends on the year, but I could say probably around 90 if you're also including our rehearsal times that we have. We want people who are going to be the most committed to the band, whether they're the best player or, you know, just someone who really wants to play. A lot of people will stick around, you know, their grad years just because it's if you've dedicated 4 years to it, it's very hard to stop, which I haven't been able to do. We have a handful of alumni who will stay with us. Some years, you know, we'll have people who stay on just because we have instrumentation that we need. So, you know, for example, this year one of our trumpet alumni has started playing mellophone for us, just because it's something we didn't recruit someone for this year, so we had kind of an open spot there. We needed that sound filled. And a lot of people that, you know, stay in the area or, you know, or were local to begin with, they'll kind of come to stuff on and off just because, you know, they really loved music, they really love St. John's, you know, we're always, you know, open to them coming and playing with us. Our biggest sections are trumpet, trombone, the lower brass, so you have baritones and tubas, and then saxophones, whether it's, you know, alto, tenor, sometimes, you know, bari sax, they have a great sound. But over the years we've kind of expanded into that, so we have a couple clarinets, a flute this year. A lot of the music is written for those parts, so it's great to have them. It lends to a much more rounded sound for us.
You wouldn't be able to hear it at all against the drums and the brass.
We have the bass drum, the big bass drum, and then we have just the kit. I really like when we have, you know, 2 drummers at a game and we have the bass drum because they add to the sound. It gives it that kind of like powerful undertone that you expect in music. They can kind of play a lot of supplemental stuff to what the drum kit is playing. So a lot of these arrangements are written for marching bands. For us, you know, we're playing them during a media timeout, we're playing them during a 30-second timeout. So a lot of songs will cut out things that don't really apply to us.
Game, we just get into it, we cheer, we cheer with the dance team, the cheer squad, and we usually like interact with like all the chants that Red Zones do to our student section.
Kind of act like I'm a drummer for the band. I gotta bang along on the boards like they do, go along with them. So it's a lot of fun.
If they get a dunk or they shoot a 3 or they score, we feel so lively inside, you know? It makes us play harder, it makes us scream louder, and it really just creates such an electrifying atmosphere.
We'll play songs and you'll see people who are just so into it. They're feeling it, they're loving it, it's from their generation. We have a lot of people come up and they're like, when are you playing William Tell Overture? You know, I followed St. John's Peppermint for 50 years. Every year you play William Tell Overture. When's it coming back? And you know, that gives the band like a lot of motivation to get in here on a Sunday and practice. And it changes the entire way that we feel in the arena. It doesn't just become a basketball game. It becomes like almost like a party. We're uniting all these people who are here for this team, and we're about to like really take on the other team. Even if we can't get them in points, we'll get them with spirit.
The dance team and the cheer team will make, you know, dances and kind of performances to those songs, so they'll request them frequently throughout the year, and then every year at the beginning of the year, so it's like soccer season, we kind of like, well, for them we'll kind of like debut some of our newer stuff, and you know, they'll kind of dictate like which are the ones that like they're really excited to, you know, kind of dance to.
I think my favorite parts is doing halftime on songs. So Crazy Train, we really love Crazy Train. So Crazy Train. So pretty much when we're starting off, I'll go da 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 ch ch ch.
I like playing Thriller a lot by Michael Jackson. I like the background theme, you know, da 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 da.
Uprising is just like da 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 ch da 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 ch. So it starts off subtle, and then it just raises up, and I feel like when that song raises up, we all get into it.
Does that go again?
I'm a musician, not a singer. Land of 1,000 Dances, which we play at every game.
How does that go?
It's da 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 da.
It's dance, 6, 7, 8. Let's go, St. John.
Our new fight song. We just got a new fight song. Thanks to the band, we got a brand new one. It goes, cheer for the red storm, cheer for the red and white. Rah, 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 cheer for our college. Cheer with all our might. We'll raise our colors on high. Oh, Lift them to the sky. Rah, rah, rah. For alma mater, we will live and die. Rah!
I just like to get up and dance to the fight song. That's what I like to do.
Bye 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 a lot this year for a little bit of like a late 90s throwback.
Favorite one is
Bye bye bye.
Bye Bye Bye.
How's that go?
It goes. Crazy, but it ain't no lie when you bye 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 bye.
And there's another band there. There's definitely that element of being like, we want to be the better band, especially when it's home games for us, but tournaments that are at MSG, just because like that's our arena. That's where we play all the time. You know, we're used to being there, and we're used to being the only band. So when other bands are there, we're always kind of like, you know, sizing them up, seeing what they're playing. There's always that moment when they play a song that we have where someone's like, we should play that same song now because they've played it, to be like, we can play it better.
I have never been to Madison Square Garden. It was a lot to take in to go into an arena this big and play for this many people. We were playing against Duke, and I was standing, I was jumping, I was cheering, I had lost my voice. To see the entire arena light up like that, to see fans really getting into our music, people cheering to our songs, to see the whole band on the edge of their seats and just so into the game. It really was, I think, one of the best games I've had in my 4 years here.
The first game against Syracuse at Madison Square Garden, I was like in awe. I just couldn't believe I had like those like courtside, not even like right next to the basket, front row seats, and I just thought to myself, this was the court that like history was made on this court. Like, this is a very famous court.
My favorite song in band has to be When We Win. So it has to be for theme for New York, New York. Personally, I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan, so anything we could have played would have been my favorite. I just love when we hit that mark and we come in, it's just real strong. It's like da 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 da. I love that. It's those first few measures lets the other team know that this is our house, we are New York's team, and now we're playing the theme for New York. It just really, it hits it home. It's like a nice cap to a great day. My name's Aaliyah Henry. I'm a fifth year student at St. John's, so I'm in my grad year now, and I'm graduating this May with my master's in literacy education 6 through 12. And I got my bachelor's here. I graduated last May with adolescent education grades 7 through 12.
My name is Janesh Prasad. A lot of the band members know me as Jay. I'm a graduate student at St. John's University. I'm currently studying Homeland Security and Criminal Justice Leadership. I did my bachelor's at St. John's University as well, and that was in Homeland Security.
I'm Marian Sato. I am a graduate student right now at St. John's. I'm studying data mining and predictive analytics, and I also got my undergraduate degree at St. John's in actuarial science.
Hello, my name is Erin Zaloris, and I'm a junior here at the St. John's dance team.
I'm Josephine. I'm on the St. John's University dance team. I'm a sophomore.
Vanessa Wood, and I'm a junior on the cheerleading team.
Hi, my name is Imani McEachern. I'm a freshman, and I'm on the cheer team.
What's up? Derek Sutherland, aka DSPN. Just graduated from St. John's, been going to games ever since I got here.
My name is Nebra Singleton, and I'm the mother of the lovely Maya Singleton, who's the captain for St. John's women's basketball team.
Music changed the way I went to school. It changed the way I thought. It allowed me a release from those state exams or just from a hard day, and it gave me a second family, which was really beneficial. And I know when I open my own school, I want my students to have the same chance to have a family, to learn a new talent, to explore their skills, and really just appreciate an art form.